those lying, crying tears that a woman uses on you to get something. I'm going to show you in this video just what it means when a woman cries in front of you. So let's get started. Hi, my name's Andy R and this is the Brotherhood of Men, a channel solely dedicated to getting you men out there the best outcome in your lives. So I said I'm going to show you how women use the lying, crying, tears to get what she wants. If there's nothing else you take away from this video, I want you to take this small, simple fact away with you. A woman's tears are used to manipulate you. They're used to get something from you, to change the situation to her advantage. A woman's tears are only genuine when they're done in private. Now, when I say that a woman's tears are used to manipulate you, that is quite literally the truth. For instance, she's arguing with you, and then all of a sudden she can see all of her arguments crumbling away as you use logic to break down her arguments to show what she's saying is quite frankly nonsense, and all of a sudden she bursts into tears. Her eyes go over. First of all, look, make sure there are tears. She's not doing Amber Heard on the stand where she's contorting her face and making all of the sounds and that, but there's no wetness around the eyes. I mean, that woman was supposed to be a bloody actress. Not very good acting, considering it was one of the most important roles of her life to try and get a jury to believe her. But anyway, I digress. So you make sure that there are tears to start with, but do not be swayed with them, because that's why she burst into tears in the first place, was to sway you, was to bring your energy down and put you in comfort mode, put you in protect mode. Because the simple truth is, we men as we grow up, we don't like to see the women in our lives burst into tears. Think how you felt as a small child when you first saw your mother burst into tears, or if you've got siblings and one of them happens to be a girl, how you felt uncomfortable it made you feel to see your sister burst into tears, or your grandmother. It made you feel very uncomfortable, because that's how we men are. We feel uncomfortable around a crying woman, and our first instinct is to instantly reach out and comfort them. Hey, it's okay, sweetheart. There, no, come on, shh, calm down. All of those things, it's built into us. We are the protectors in society. We're the ones that stand up and be counted when the crap hits the fan. And one of those things is to protect women from harm. It's so traditional, it's hardly worth mentioning. But the point is, a woman then uses that as a weapon in her arsenal to turn the situation around to her advantage. So the moment she's losing that argument with you, that discussion even, and she bursts into tears, she's more or less admitting defeat. However, she wants it to turn around so that you are the one who ends up apologising. You made her cry. How? You're such a big bad meanie. You're a monster, man. How could you make this poor little leaf, who was just screaming at you 2 minutes ago, calling you the most vile names under the sun, doubting your parentage, telling you that you had a todger the size of her little finger and were ineffective in bed, now all of a sudden you're the monster because she's crying. And see how society reacts to this as well. If a woman bursts into tears, they see a couple arguing in the street, in the pub, in the club, out and about in a restaurant, and all of a sudden she bursts into tears. Watch all of the women rush over. Are you alright, dear? Waitresses, complete strangers, putting their arm around. Are you okay? Are you alright? Now see how that happens if they see the man burst into tears. There'll be a lot of this. I can't see you. I can't see. Because as uncomfortable as men feel when they see a woman burst into tears, everybody feels uncomfortable when they see a man burst into tears. Nobody's rushing over. You okay? You're all right? Everything all right? Putting their arm around her, gaining that attention that women so desperately crave all the time. A man doesn't get that. He gets shunned. Oh, how could you? Oh. As a child, when a young boy starts crying, the mother doesn't instantly, unless he fell over and hurt himself and is showing physical pain, a mother doesn't automatically rush over and go, hey, it's okay, like she does with a daughter. She says to him, oh, grow up. I'll give you something to cry about in a minute. So the boy learns very young that crying isn't going to get him anything. It isn't going to get him the result he wants. But he'll see his sister or a friend who's a girl, when she bursts into tears, all of a sudden she's getting all the attention, she's getting all the soothing. That's all he wanted. He felt emotionally or physically harmed, and he wanted somebody to say, hey, I know, it's okay. You will be okay. You're upset now, but you'll be okay in a few minutes. He's told, buck up, grow up, be a man, stop being a wimp. Oh, big boys don't cry. So we men learn early to hold it all in, and then women punish us for it. Oh, you're unavailable emotionally. You don't open up to me. No, because I've been taught my whole life that that's going to get me nothing. But you, a woman, have been told your whole life, if you want to turn a situation round, burst into tears. Here's a little statistic for you. Women who are committed of crimes comparable with a man being committed of the same crime get 30% less in their sentencing. Do you think they burst into tears in front of a judge? I can guarantee it. I can literally guarantee that they burst into tears. Oh, I'm ever so sorry, Judge. Oh, I never meant it to happen. I didn't mean to stab him 74 times in the back. Oh, I can see it's your first, oh no, third, no, 27th offence. But I can see you're upset, so I'm a man or I'm a judge and I'm feeling a little uncomfortable. There's this crying woman. Okay, 6 months, suspended for 2 years. Make sure you behave yourself. This is what we can expect as men. You stand there and you say, look, this is your first offence, 30 years. It's a statistic that women get 30% less in sentencing for the same crime as a man. Where's the equality there? I thought we were all equal. I thought a woman could do everything that a man could do. Well, how about for a start, she starts doing the same time a man does for crimes? But she uses tears to manipulate the situation. You see it in the workplace. There's a man and a woman. Equally qualified. It looks like they're going for promotion. All of a sudden in a meeting, the man's making a really good point about something and the woman starts crying. And she turns round and says, he's been mean to me. Well, that wouldn't look very good if you promoted him now, would it? No evidence. Nothing to back it up. Just he was mean to me. He's been bullying me. And the women are there looking at him as though he's a monster. He's thinking, I've done nothing of the sort. I rarely interact with her. No evidence whatsoever, but she can turn those waterworks on and turn the situation round in her advantage. The company's looking to not have a lawsuit, so all of a sudden she gets promoted. The first person she's going to fire is him, or she's going to give him a shitty job, or she's going to pile all the work onto him so she can look good on the back of his work. Don't believe any of this? It happens daily. A woman turns on the waterworks to change a situation to her advantage. A woman, the only time that she sheds genuine tears is when she's in the privacy of her own room, when there's no audience. You don't believe me on this? Okay, alright. Have you seen the TikToks of women crying about the terrible date they've just been on, or that they got ghosted, or at what point of her being so upset did she go, oh God, that was a terrible date. I've just got back to my house, my flat, my room, whichever. Oh God, oh, hang on a minute. Let me get my phone out and film this. It's not genuine. It's not genuine. Maybe she did have a terrible day. Maybe she was ghosted. Maybe she is upset. But at what point did she say, I'm going to film me being upset, if it's not for exactly the same reason that she cries in front of you, in front of her boss, in front of the judge, in front of anybody who she thinks is winning an argument or has got power over her? She's doing it for attention. She's doing it so that she can look a certain way. She can come across as weak and submissive. Doesn't matter if she was knocking 10 bells out of you 10 minutes ago, smacking you around and calling you terrible, terrible names. No, as soon as she turns on those waterworks, it's a end gamer, Holy Mary, a throw of the ball, a last kick in the hope that she can now turn it around and win. So the next time you see a woman cry, ignore the tears. Don't give it the attention that she wants. And that's the one great thing that you can do to any woman. Start making them live in reality. Start making them realise and understand that this kind of behaviour is unacceptable. And there are consequences to their actions, because generations of women have grown up without consequences to their actions. They saw their mother cry in front of their father, or in front of a boyfriend, or whatever the scenario was, in front of their boss, in front of their grandparents, and saw them rush around and it cuddled, brought to the chest. Oh, it's okay, it's all right, don't worry about it, the stroking of the hair. And they learnt at their mother's knee, that'll work for me. And they use it. And you fall for it. And the moment you fall for it, it gets used again and again and again in worse and more escalating situations. If a man happens to call the police on a domestic abuse allegation to their house because she is physically attacking him, when the police get there, she bursts into tears. He's the monster. It doesn't matter that he's the one locked in the bedroom and called them from there. Guess who gets told to leave the house? Who ends up in handcuffs, marched out in front of the neighbourhood while she stands there sobbing? What do you think those optics are telling to the neighbourhood? Not that he is the one who is the victim. Not that he is the one who needs all of the help to protect him from her. No. The optics show that he's being carted away in handcuffs because she's the victim. When the absolute truth is the polar opposite of that. It's the other side of the coin. But all of that will take time to be figured out. By that time, they've already made their decisions about what a monster he is. Look what he's done. Look at her. She's heartbroken. He must be a real monster. Lying, crying, tears. That's what the video was called, because these lying, crying tears are used to manipulate society and turn a situation round to a woman's advantage, because the only time she cries genuine tears are the ones she sobs in private. In my life, I've only ever seen my father cry once. My dad was a big man, what can I say about him? He was a big, strong man, filled a room with his personality. I wouldn't call him an alpha male because that would be doing him an injustice. He was better than that. He was just a great guy. But the thing is that I never saw him cry. I saw him angry, I saw him upset, I saw him disappointed, I saw him frustrated, but I never saw him cry. Until my mum had a really bad accident and he was really worried about her, and I happened to walk into the bedroom looking for him to find out what had gone on, and he turned really quickly and he was wiping his eyes and, yeah, what's the matter, son? And at that moment I knew that he was fragile. I knew that he needed me to be the son for him. He was concerned about the health and the well-being of his wife of 40 years at that time. And that was the only time I ever saw him shed a tear. That tells you what a man is like. We grow up being told, hold it in, don't show emotion. Oh, big boys don't cry. Get up, I'll give you something to cry about. All of these things as you're growing up as a boy. But a little girl, as she's growing up, every time she bursts into, hey, what's the matter? Are you okay? Oh, it's all right, we'll make it better. Treated completely differently. And they still use those tactics when they've done the most abhorrent acts. They'll turn these waterworks on if you caught them in your bed banging another guy. It's your fault. What? How did you work that out? What, did I invite him round, strip him off and push him inside you? No, it's not my fault. You're the one who spread your legs for some strange guy. And now you're crying because you've been caught out. Again, taking no responsibility for their actions. This is what modern women, and women in general, have been led to believe. There are no consequences to their actions. And this is why it's down to men to prove them wrong. So the next time a woman bursts into tears with you, do the same as when you saw a man burst into tears. Can't see you, and if I can't see you, I can't react. Makes no difference to me. I'm not going to react to how you are. Your tears have no effect on me. You're basically raindrops on the asphalt. That's all your tears are. They mean no more to me than that. Because she's doing it to manipulate you, to make you back down, even if you're right. You're made to feel as though you were wrong because you made this girl cry, this woman cry. This is what it means by lying, crying tears. Anyway, I hope you got something from this video. If nothing else, you've got to listen to me rant for a few minutes. If you enjoyed the content, please hit the subscribe button. Don't forget to give the video a like because it does help the channel. And I am trying to grow the channel, and it is growing. It's growing daily, and that's because of you, my brothers out there, and the support you're giving to your brother Andy here. And I really do appreciate that. Every single one of you subscribers out there, you're my brothers, love every single one of you, and I appreciate the support that you give to me. Anyway, hit the subscribe, don't forget to hit the bell notification, that way you don't miss out on great content, and I do hopefully give you great content. And I'm going to go for a cup of tea now because, well, I think I've earned one. You, my brothers out there, take care of yourself. You don't want to be stuck with a lying, crying woman trying to manipulate you. You take care of yourself, because if you don't, who will? And I'll talk to you soon. Bye now.